3 pumpkins to each player. Well, they have 7, right? So split 18 pumpkins between the 7 players for that team. All right. Let's see. Yeah, can you, for that team, just give each player 3. And let's see. Come up here. All right, each person needs 3 pumpkins. You'll be okay. Put your hand out. I don't want to. 1, 2, 3. All right, give me one of those. 1, 2, 3. Who's calling me? Kingston, here you go. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
I don't know what's
That's creepy.
happening, but
3.
You see it's creepy?
1, 2, 3. All right. So. This is called pumpkin toss. You're going to stand at the beginning of the chair, not the end of the chair, right? So back here, you're going to toss your pumpkins and try to get them inside the ring. No, guy. I said you're going to stand up. It's a relay again. You're going to come to the first row. And you're going to throw them. So we got to move this one back a little bit because it's too close. All right? Everybody got that? I'm going to move yours back too. So first person, come on up. I need to make sure you can actually see this. All right. So stand right there. Can you see the ring from there? Okay. No, you don't. You're too. You can stand right there. Beautiful idea, Ashley. All right. First person, let's go. There you go. There's your line. All right. Clearly, the team to get the most pumpkins in the ring wins. Okay, go. I need one person from each team to please come and get all the pumpkins off the floor and the ground and the stage or whatever else and put them in here so that I don't accidentally step on them. I think she's got them all for you guys, but you can look around here. Did you find the one that she... How'd you do that? All right. Here, you put the- All right. Okay, so if you want to be considered for best dressed, I need you to come up to the front, but I need you to stand socially distanced in some way, if possible. So if you want, so Nicholas, come up here. All right, just stand here and face out. Come on. Come on. It's dead. Don't worry. Scoot over, scoot over. All right, space it out, space it out, space it out, space it out. Good. Keep going this way a little bit. Okay, keep going this way. Keep going this way. Keep going this way. Keep going. All right, that was too far. Alexis, go back that way some. Keep going, creepy Elise. All right, that's it. You guys aren't coming up here? Come on. Come on, John Wick. Get up here. All right, all right, you coming? We're going to let everybody explain their costume very quickly. Come on all the way down to the end there. Nikki. All right, so leaders, listen closely because you're going to be helping us vote. All right, tell us your character. Tell me your character so I can tell them because I don't want you breathing on my mic. Deku from My Hero Academia.
I am a cemetery bride.
A cemetery bride. I already. A black cat. A soldier in God's army. Is that a good? He's got the armor of God, everything. Word, shield, all that stuff. Harley Quinn. An alchemist. A high schooler who just got out of bed. I like that. A zombie cheerleader. A skeleton cheerleader, not a zombie. I apologize for being offensive. John Wick and his dog. And a bloody pencil. It's disgusting.
I'm Nicki Minaj.
No, I'm not saying that. And Green Arrow. All right? So, you guys all stay up here for just a minute. Leaders, meet me in the back. We're going to narrow this down to 2 or 3, and then we're going to let everybody else vote. We narrowed it down to 4. Okay, so everyone once again did an awesome job. You guys always make me feel bad for not being able to give all of you a prize. No. All right, so I need, for the people to stay up here, I need Nick, Kingston, Braylon, and Elise. Everybody else give yourselves a round of applause one more time. You did great. Okay. So, we're going to do this a little bit different this year. Okay? What's up? Yeah. Well, kind of. Yes, but yeah, give everybody a pumpkin. All right, we're going to do this a little bit different this year. Let me see here. I need everyone to pay very close attention to where each of these people are standing, okay? Because I don't want them to be standing there while you're voting for them, because that's no fun. So, we're going to go get pizza, but Ashley's going to bring you a pumpkin. And as you go get your pizza, you're going to vote. You're going to put your pumpkin in one of the 4 rings, okay? So this ring is for Creepy Elise, the skeleton cheerleader. Don't look at me. She creeps me out, y'all. This one is for Braylon the alchemist. This one is for Kingston the soldier in God's army. And this one is for Nicholas the Deku from My Hero Academia. All right? Everybody going to remember that? Maybe, kind of, hopefully. All right, cool. So, when I tell you, so you guys can go sit down. Remember who's who. Just sit where you were sitting, yep. You're not going to remember, so I need a pen. All right, when we call you to go get pizza, just go get, does anybody have a pen? Or like see a pen somewhere in a seat? I have Nerf bullets, but apparently no pens. All right, sweet. Thank you. Since I don't trust you to remember because I already forgot, I'm going to write the costumes. And then when we call you to go get your pizza, I hope I know how to spell alchemist. Is it chemist with an A-L in front of it? Is it chemist with an A-L in front of it? All right, so once you go get your pizza, just take your pumpkin, put it in the ring for the person you want to vote for. This team, you guys can go get your pizza first. So these 7 people, go vote, and then go get your pizza. Holy smokes, this mask is hot.
He was amazing.
If I had to leave, would it work? Nicki Minaj.
He was not. not that serious. It's kind of just a recap of some of the things that we've been talking about the last few weeks, and really even months. So Halloween, obviously, my son loves Halloween. He's always super hyped to dress up. He loves wearing a costume. He loves pretending to be somebody that he's not. We had to go to 5 different Walmarts to find his Mandalorian costume this year. But anyways, and then we had to make, because I wasn't going to pay $15 for the piece of junk plastic blaster at Walmart. So we made one, and his sister broke it in like 45 minutes. So we have to make another one before Saturday. But anyway, everybody at some point or another has enjoyed wearing a costume, right? Because it's fun to pretend to be somebody that we're not. It's fun to, just act different than who we are. I still remember, that's a lie, I don't actually remember it, but I remember looking at pictures of when I was like 3 or 4 years old. I would take, my dad would have, they didn't call them trucker hats back then, but like hats with a mesh back and a snap on them. And he would give me his hat, and I would take that hat and pull it down like over my chin so you could see my mouth, this area, and then my whole face would be covered with the mesh from the trucker hat, and I would call myself Batman. All right, like that's the first costume I remember dressing up as. I'm Batman because I got my dad's trucker hat pulled over my eyes and the straps down here on my chin. So, but I remember that felt so cool because even when you're wearing a trucker hat Batman costume and ride around on your tricycle, you feel like you're riding in a Batmobile about to stop the Joker and save the world, because those costumes give us not power, but they give us a sense of confidence or security or whatever else, right? Like, I am loving my Prison Mike bandana today because you can't see how gross my hair looks under here. Like, it's bad. I took my hat off earlier today, and I was like, oh my goodness. So it's great, right? And then even in middle school, sometimes our costumes are who we wish we could be, or our heroes. Sometimes our costumes are who we aspire to be. I remember in middle school, I had like 7 or 8 different NBA jerseys because I was going to grow up and be in the NBA. Clearly that didn't work out for me, but that was who I was. That was what I aspired to be. And so I wouldn't wear them as much as costumes, but as this representation of what I cared about, what I hoped to be, all that kind of stuff. But, we wear these masks and costumes outside of Halloween too. Maybe not on the outward with our clothes, but with our attitudes, with our actions. We mask or disguise who we really are, how we're really feeling, all that kind of stuff. The clothes that we wear, the attitudes that we display, the actions that we choose, and these things are often part of the image that we're trying to project to the world, but they may not always be a representation of who we actually are or how we're actually feeling. In the last 2 months, we've gone through 2 different series that really relate directly to a couple of different kind of masks that people often wear. And next month, we're going to go through a brand new series that also relates directly to masks that people wear. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on any of these tonight because, again, we just finished 2 months worth of series talking about these, and we'll to the audio side and click off on the computer all the way over there. You can play whatever you want, and we won't hear it. Anyways, so the 3 wear I'm a Christian mask. All right, and what I mean by that is we go to church. If someone asks us what our faith affiliation or what our religion is, we'll say Christian. When we're around our Christian friends, we do Christian things. Occasionally, we might even read our Bible. Perhaps we even lift our hands during worship. But when push comes to shove, when it actually comes down to make decisions and live our lives, we don't really live according to the standard that God has set for us. That's what I'm talking about, wearing a Christian mask, right? We go through the motions of faith. It becomes something that we do and not a lifestyle that we live. And we're not willing to be fully committed or make the sacrifices that are required to follow Jesus. And I'm not going to go any further on that one because, again, we're going to have a whole series about that starting next week, called Leftovers. And I'm really excited about it. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. But that's that for that one. The next mask or costume that we wear, right, is I'm fine. And we talked about this a couple months ago. But we pretend that things are great when on the inside we're falling apart. right? Whatever it is that's causing that to happen in us, we're hurting, whether we still haven't gotten over some past hurt or abuse, or whether we're just struggling because online school is so much different and so much harder than what we're used to, or maybe because we are in a new place or don't have a lot of friends, or we used to have a lot of friends, but COVID-19 kind of stole all our friends because we haven't seen them in so long, and we don't even know if they remember our name anymore, let alone if they want to hang out with us. And that's just one of so many other possible things that we could be going through. But we put on this I'm fine mask because we think that we're the only one going through this kind of stuff. We don't want anybody to know that we're falling apart, that we're losing it, that things aren't okay. And so we put on the mask and we're unwilling to ask for help. And we need to remember in those moments when it comes to that mask what the author of Hebrews wrote in Hebrews chapter 4, verses 14 through 16. It says, "So then, since we have a great high priest who has entered heaven, Jesus the Son of God, let us hold firmly to what we believe. This high priest of ours understands our weaknesses, for he faced all the same testings we do, yet he did not sin. So let us come boldly to the throne of our gracious God. There we will receive his mercy, and we will find grace to help us when we need it most." And so, again, if you missed that series from last month, just a quick recap. You're not alone, right? Jesus knows exactly how you feel. However you feel, he knows how you feel. He's been rejected. He's been betrayed. He's been ignored. He's been overlooked. He's been mistreated. He knows exactly how you feel. He doesn't just sympathize with you. He empathizes with you. He understands what you're going through, and you're not alone. But you have to be willing to ask for help. You can't hide your pain or your struggle or your difficulty or your confusions or your questions or whatever it is that you might have. You may not have any negative things, but you just got these big questions and you're afraid to ask because you don't know what people are going to think about you. Ask those questions. Find someone you can trust to be honest with and ask them those questions, right? And the thing is, God helps us not always find comfort, but he'll always help us find contentment. And contentment is a state of mind. It's not a set of circumstances. Comfort, I would say, is probably a set of circumstances. It's when everything really is going the way we want it to. Things are going good for us. We're comfortable where we are. Contentment is what Paul talks about when he says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. He's not actually saying I can accomplish whatever I want. He's saying I've learned to be content no matter what life brings me. And contentment requires honesty. It requires taking off the mask of I'm fine and being honest about what we're going through, but understanding that no matter what we're going through, God is with us. He understands exactly where we're at, and he'll give us the strength that we need to make it through. And if we're willing to turn to him for peace and for help, he'll give us contentment if we'll take off our I'm fine mask and be honest. Then the next thing, just kind of a recap of what we talked about the last few weeks, is a lot of us wear this mask of I'm confident. Right? So we've got our I'm a Christian mask, our I'm fine mask, and our I'm confident mask. We like people to think that we know who we are and we know what we're doing, but on the inside we really have no idea. So we end up seeking the approval of others while not fully understanding who we are. Our identity, as we know, we've talked about this many times this past month, our identity should be in who God says we are, and that is someone who is made in his image, right? Created to do things that he's planned for us, which we'll talk about in a minute. But we end up finding our identity in what other people think or say about us. We find our identity in our weaknesses or our strengths, in the labels that other people put on us. And we have to remember that we are not our labels. Someone might tell you that you're amazing. Someone else might tell you that you're horrible. Neither one of those things defines you unless you let them. I feel like I've said this phrase a whole bunch the last few weeks, but I'm going to say it one more time, right? You are not your labels, and people cannot define you unless you let them. They might describe you. They might tell you what they think of you, but those descriptions, cannot define you unless you choose to let them. Another thing that happens when we wear our I'm confident mask is we begin to compromise our beliefs or standards to find our identity in the acceptance of others or in the accomplishment of other things. God has called us to a certain kind of lifestyle. When we begin to find our identity outside of that lifestyle, we become willing to compromise our beliefs and our standards, and we fail to live up to what he's called us to. Finally, I want to remind you that confidence doesn't have to be a mask. And for some of you, it's not, and that's amazing. But some of us, we wear this mask like, yeah, I'm great, everything's good, I'm confident in who I am, and it's just not true. But it can be if we're willing to remember what Paul wrote in Ephesians 2:10, which says, for we are God's masterpiece. He's created us anew in Christ Jesus so we can do the good things that he's planned for us long ago. So this past month, that's what we've been talking about, right? God created you with a plan and for a purpose. He's created you in his image, and your purpose, if you don't figure out what God's will is for your life in terms of career or where to go to college or even what to do next week, the one thing you can know right now about God's purpose for your life is to reflect his glory into the lives of the people around you. All right, to reflect his love and his peace and his compassion. And the only way to really reflect those things is to believe in them, to find your identity in them, and then to walk in them every single day. So confidence doesn't have to be a mask, but that confidence, in order for it not to be a mask, must be found in Christ. And it must be found in who he says that we are. And so that really is what I have in terms of a quick mini message for you tonight, is just, yes, Halloween is awesome, it's fun, I can't wait, but we wear masks throughout the year, and we don't have to. It's okay to be honest about where we're at, what we're struggling with. It's okay to it's good to find our confidence in who Jesus says we are. And we don't have to wear the mask of being a Christian. We can actually live that out, which again, we'll talk about a little bit more starting next week. Before we go to our last couple of games and declare an official winner of the night, I'm going to do something that Tiana knows I'm doing it, but nobody else does. So Richard and JT, if you can put that on a wide shot and come down here for just a minute, I'll give you plenty of time to get back up there before we start the games. And then I'm going to have all of our other leaders come up here as well. So Ashley, Tiana, Eileen, Jennifer, and Michaela. If you guys would come up here, please come up on the stage. So, you can stand up there. It's fine. I'll go up on the stage so that I'm behind you for a second. So, I don't know if you guys know this, but October, if you've been here at least one time on a Sunday this month, you know that October is Pastor Appreciation Month. And none of these individuals, nor JT and Richard, who are hopefully coming down, I don't know if they can hear me or not. Come here. If you can hear me, come down here, you guys. They don't hold the title of pastor, but the thing is, to me, that's what makes their service and their willingness to show up every single week that much greater and that much more inspiring. Because, listen, as much as I love y'all and as much as I would be here no matter what, leading this ministry is, when we get down to the root of it, it is part of my job description. All right, this is part of my career that I've chosen. These guys come every single Wednesday, or almost every single Wednesday, not because they have to, not because it's part of their job description, but because they believe in you and because they love you and they care about you. And they understand that it is worth their time, their effort, their cost in gas, because some of these guys live 30 minutes away. They drive an hour round trip to come and hang out with you guys on Wednesday nights, and they know that it is worth the investment to spend time with you guys, to be an example, to reflect God's love back onto you, and to just be somebody that you have as a resource as you're navigating life and figuring out how to take off these masks and figuring out how to live up to the standard that God's called you to. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, they're up there on the booth. They don't want to come all the way down. That's okay. You're fine. You can't hear us in there? Okay. All right. Well, you can see those guys up there. They don't come because they have to. They don't come because I pay them. They don't come because I begged them. Maybe one of them a little bit. But anyways, I'm playing. All I've ever had to do for any of these guys is ask. I said, hey, would you be interested? And half of them I didn't even have to do that. They say, hey, I want to do this. Is that okay? They believe in you just as much as I do. They love you just as much as I do. They wouldn't be here if they didn't. And so, as a very, very, very small token of appreciation that I'm going to give you now, is nowhere near what you deserve, but I want to publicly acknowledge just how important each of you are to me personally and to our students and to our ministry and what we're doing here at Epic Students. So if you guys would, just give these guys an awesome round of applause really fast. I'm going to give you your very small gifts. I'll give you yours and Richard's because I'll lose it. Oh, you don't need it. She said, I'm going to give you both of them because I'll lose them. All right. So thank you one more time to you guys. You are great. There's no way we could do what we do without you. All right. Are we good up there? Are we ready to go? We will be in a second. All right. So we are going to play 2 more games. Right now, this team's winning. They got 2 points. This team's got 1 point. So we're going to make things interesting. We're going to make these last 2 games worth 2 points each. So you guys still have a chance. You're not out of it yet. All right. The first game is an everybody game. So you're going to talk amongst yourselves from a distance. You'll figure it out. You can shout to one another. It'll make sense. Okay? We're going to see some slides here. The game is called Accidental Horror, Unintentional Horror, one of those. I don't know what it's called, but they'll show you. And you're going to see some slides on the screen, and you're going to have to guess what kind of unintentionally scary thing is in this picture. We played a version of this game last year, so this is volume 2. All right. So go ahead and give us. We'll do an example first. So just give us the first one, unless there's a direction slide. You can put that up there. All right. So this guy says, picture a family getting together for a nice photo, only to get interrupted by something you can plainly call unintentional horror. So behind this scary door is something that is unintentionally, like these people, whatever this picture is, these people thought that what's behind that door was a good idea, and it is unintentionally horrifying or creepy or scary or whatever. So it's going to give you some choices, all right? And you're going to work amongst your team to choose an answer. Is it a gorilla wearing a cowboy hat, a bodybuilder wearing a Speedo, not what you hope it is, what you think it is, a creepy clown, or a guy with a handlebar mustache and an axe? All right, so you would talk amongst your team. So your 7 team members there, your 6 or 5, your team members there, and your team member there. Just talk quickly amongst your team, and then I'll come to you for an answer real quick, and then the team that gets it correct gets a point. All right, so you guys all need to shout at one another across. Your team is the most spread out, so. All right, so people in the corner, what do you got? You guys are going with D? All right, how about you guys? They're going with A. This team, what do you got? C. All right, so we got C, A, and D. The correct answer is C, a creepy clown. Ew. Anyways, so that's it. You guys got 1 point. Let's go to the next one. A little girl, unaware of the horrors, you got to really be careful about pronouncing that word, the horrors lurking behind her until it's too late. Okay, what's behind the door? A sheet that looks like a ghost, a guy that looks like a kidnapper, look beside you, a cat ready to pounce, or a whale trying to eat her. Talk amongst yourselves. Figure it out. Your team gets 1 vote. All right. What do you got? D? What do you got? D, what do you got? D. So we all 3 got D. The correct answer, of course, is D, a whale. Whoa. That is a beluga whale. All right. A whale trying to eat her. It's really weird. All right, next one. Friends are the best. They are always there for you until they are not. What is behind this door? Is it A, a man with a knife? Okay. B, a woman on fire? C, a bird carrying dynamite? Or apparently there's going to be a gorilla eventually. Or D, a gorilla in a dress? Okay, talk amongst yourselves for the next 10 seconds. All right. Here we go. What do you got? What do you got? They're going with B. What do you got? D? Over here, what do you got? A? All right. We got A, D, B. Go. Oh, her hair's on fire. Okay, so listen. The captions are giving you clues because the man said friends are always there for you until they're not. And she's just like laughing at the lady with her hair on fire. So we got 2. Did you guys pick B or did you pick D? So you got this one right? 2 to 2 to 1. Did you get this one right or wrong? Okay. Yeah. 2 to 1 to 2. My bad. All right, next one. So listen close to the caption this time. Babies are so cute, but not everyone thinks so. Sometimes the sleepless nights aren't the only scary things about newborns. Okay, what is behind the door? A little kid with a brick, a demon cat, a man in a Speedo again, or a python? All right. What do y'all got? See? Really? I guess they're outvoting you. I guess they're going to see. That's in that okay, whatever. What do you got? 5, 4, 3. All right, A. What do you got? A. So we got. You're sticking with C. All right. All right. So we got a little kid with a brick. We got C, A, A. All right, go. Nobody's right. It's a demon cat. Because it's a cat. All right, let's go. This is going to be the last one unless there's still a tie. They say that fear is something you can smell. I, for one, would not care to know what it smells like. What is behind this scary door? A chihuahua, a goat wearing a sweater, a squirrel, or a killer goose? Talk amongst yourselves. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What do you got? B, what do you got? D, what do you got? All right, I'm hearing more D's. Is that what you have? Okay. All right, the answer is D. A killer goose. All right, so 3-1-3. So you guys can't win, and we're going to end this game. You guys both win. So the score is now 2 points to 2 points to 3 points, which means the winner of the last game is the winner. So here is how this works. Oh my goodness, what are you doing? All right, go ahead and show the rest of was that like the creepiest one we had left? I don't know how anything could ever be creepier than that, so. All right. I need everyone to stand up. And I need one volunteer from each team to come and stand on the stage. You're going to be rotating, so it's fine. All right, Braylon, you can go first. Seth, are you coming? And then go on the stage. You have to stand where you cannot see these screens. All right, Chloe's going first. You can go next time. All right, stand back some more where you cannot see these screens. All right, don't stand too close together. We're playing a game called Gift Charades. If you call it GIFs, then go eat some peanut butter. Is that ready, guys? Cheater. That's all right. All right, give me another person from each team. Come on. All right. Come on. Where'd my food go? All right, now you understand what you're doing. This time, stay up here instead of going to your team and asking them which one it was. And go. Did y'all cheat again? I don't know. All right, 2 to 1 to 2. Here we go. Give me another person. Come on, I need somebody else. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, Kylie the Black Cat, let's go. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? On your mark, get set, go. Well, now go. When it says go, go. Don't go over to your team, just stand down here and look at the screen. Hey. All right. So, the winner is 2 to 3. These guys. Yay. All right. So, your prize is you get first pick. 5 pieces of candy each. Yep. And then I'll bring it to you guys. Does anyone want this bag of pumpkin, whatever this stuff is? Ashley, your hand was up first, so there you go. All right, and then how about the leftover Skittles? I saw this hand first, so sorry. No, I already gave those away. All right, hurry up. I got other people waiting. Oh, and while 5. And while they're doing that, the voting has been tallied, and by a score of 10 to 4 to 3, which means like 3 people didn't vote, so whatever. The winner, 10 to 4 to 3 to 2. That's what it was. My bad. I forgot there. 10 to 4 to 3 to 3. There was a 4th one. Anyways, either way, the winner is Skeleton Cheerleader. So, Elise, don't look at me. You're creepy, but you win. All right, this team is in second place. Come and get 5 pieces of candy each. And then once they're done, I'll bring it to you guys. You guys can get 5 pieces each, and that will be the official end of our costume party. Hold on one second. Do we have pizza left? If you want more pizza, you may go get some. If you don't want some, then I guess you don't have to have it, but it's there if you want it. So, did you already get your candy? You can get this too. And then we can just play the music and you guys can hang out. You're more than welcome to leave now whenever you want. If you did not drive yourself and your parents are here, just let me know that you're leaving so I don't think you ran away. All right? These guys over here, make sure you come and get your candy. See you guys. And I cannot wait to see you next week for the start of a brand new series called Leftovers. You're not going to want to miss it.